Check the description for the following discount codes. Hot on the trails of my video yesterday about SimLabs starting their Black Friday sales a whole month early. I get home from going out last night and there's an email from GT Amiga doing exactly the same thing. Part of me thought, I wonder if they saw my video on SimLabs and went, right, let's launch our Black Friday sale now. Probably not, but who knows. Anyway, the headline figures, as you see from the thumbnail, 52% on select chairs, 35% on selected sim racing cockpits, and most importantly, like it says here, while stocks last. And this is always the issue with GT Amiga. They're very, very popular, even more so when there's a sale on. Everything sells out quickly. So not only have they got a big sale on, being Black Friday month, now it's turned into, they've got 2 new cockpits that have been launched as well. So let's quickly look at those first, and then we'll look at what else is on sale. So coming over to the Black Friday tab on the GT Amiga website, we have everything here. And if we scroll down to cockpits on sale, which is what most of you are going to be interested in, cockpits and wheel stands, there's a tab here that says new cockpits. We have a Prime Light R and a Sprint cockpit. So let's just look at each of those individually. The Prime Light R, £215.95. This is a slimmed down aluminium profile cockpit. You can see if we look at the very base sections, they are much slimmer than your typical 80 by 40. So these are going to be 40 by 40 looking at them. Aside from that, the only real difference between this and the Prime Light would be the way the upright sections are held on to these sides. They're just held on here by corner brackets rather than on the Prime Light and the Prime. These upright sections actually are fixed to the side using 10mm thick brackets, and that is what we see on all of the more expensive and higher end aluminium profile cockpits. The reason for this is holding them on with corner brackets like this, you will get some side to side flex, but of course this is an entry level aluminium profile cockpit, you know, true entry level with a price of only 220 quid. So you are going to be making compromises. Other than that, we've got this sort of stereotypical wheel deck that you can remove and just use the alley profile for if you find there's too much flex in it for you, and the standard Prime pedal tray by the looks of it. So that's not a bad little cockpit. Oh, 216 quid, so not 220 at the moment. Not a bad little cockpit if you want the flexibility and customization of aluminium profile, but ever so slightly sacrificing the sort of rigidity of those upright sections. Now, the other cockpit, which I find particularly interesting because aluminium profile, you know, it's everywhere these days, is the Sprint, which is a foldable cockpit. Now, GT Amiga haven't done a foldable cockpit before. Typically it's, you know, next level racing, or everyone knows the play seat challenge. Often that's people's first cockpit. This one's very different in design to any of the next level racing ones and the play seat challenge, in that it's made of box section steel, like say the GT Amiga R or one of their wheel stands perhaps. So there's quite a lot of rigidity going to be inherited in this design, and adjustability as well. And yet, as you can see here, it still folds away into what looks like a very slim profile. Now, there's no equipment attached to it in this picture, so who knows whether it will fold away to this level of slimness with your steering wheel and your pedals on. But obviously I will email GT Amiga and see if I can get one in for review, because, you know, we can see here we've got angle adjustment, we've got height adjustment for your pedal tray, 2 sort of bits of box section that go across that will slide up and down to position for any set of pedals you might want to fit. I'm seeing pre-drilled holes in the side here. I guess this is how we adjust the angle at which it sits. And then what else have we got? The sort of top section, again, we've got adjustable wheel deck here like we see on the GT Amiga Titan for angle adjustment. This is of course entry level, so we don't expect anything too, amazing as far as rigidity goes. Shifter mount, it's on the other side, but can I get a decent picture of the shifter mount? It's on the left hand side here, so that can bolt on either side. Just looks to be a steel plate, but again, entry level stuff, that's absolutely fine. And I'm seeing like a little clamp around here. I'm guessing that's going to swing open to allow you to get in and out. Yeah, there's like I think this side, is that maybe like a little thumb quick release poking out the side there. But yeah, be interesting to get one in for review. And I'm not sure what this is at the back here. Is it just there for aesthetics? Perhaps it is. I can see some mesh behind here. So this is an interesting foldable, because this has the potential to be, especially at 170 quid, perhaps the best foldable cockpit bang for buck with decent rigidity and adjustability out there. And I believe it says it is actually made of suede. Yes, it is suede, so a decent material as well. So those two new cockpits I find particularly interesting. But now let's go back to the cockpits that are on sale here, because up to 35% off is pretty decent. They highlight the savings for us, which saves me doing the maths. So on the Prime Lite, we're saving 40 notes. On the Art, we're saving 70 notes. That's a big saving on a cockpit that's only £200 in the first place. Can't grumble at that. 30 notes off the Titan, 60 notes off the full-size Prime. Wheel stands, 13, 15 and 16 notes respectively. Again, reasonable savings on things that don't cost a lot in the first place. And then that headline figure of 52% discount, I think must be off this chair here, saving £340. Honestly, the price some of these desktop gaming themed chairs are is a joke in my opinion, but nonetheless, that's not GT Amiga. They all charge big money for these chairs. I wouldn't pay £650 for a chair, but it's their own. Thankfully, if you want it right now, you don't have to. And of course, as always, my discount stacks on top of anything GT Amiga is already offering. So yeah, there's the wheel stands, there's the chairs, there's the cockpits. And as I say, you've really got to be quick in my experience with these GT Amiga sales, certainly with the popular stuff, because whilst they try and get enough stock in, to cover a sales scenario where sales are going to be high, they're still going to run out. It's just what happens every time there's a big sale on. So anyway, yes, that's GT Amiga. There's their sale. There's their two new cockpits. I really look forward to getting that Sprint in the foldable one for review, because that looks really interesting. And about 50 notes cheaper than a Playseat Challenge as well. So yeah, link in the description, discount stacks on top, and I'll keep you updated with more Black Friday goodness as the month goes on. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and take it easy.